Hi, I'm Jelani Banji Mobley, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about something that's pretty strange but yet really beneficial in our business world today. Now, have you guys ever thought about just like slapping somebody? Like literally like slapping the sense into them? You guys thought about that? I have, many times. But yet, it's something that's deep down that helped me control myself. That, my friends, is discipline. You see, the art of discipline is just being able to control ourselves, maintain conduct, especially in the most difficult times, and maintain peace during the storm. But before we try to fix anybody else with that, we worry about other people or what we try to do with them, we first gotta fix ourselves. As in Matthew 7:5 states, "You hypocrite, first take the plank out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye." Now, my friends, sometimes we get caught up with worrying about so many people, worrying about other people so much that we forget our own problems. You see, the main key to discipline is focusing on what's in us first. Now, there's a difference between real discipline and false discipline. False discipline is thinking that the whole world is wrong and against you, and that it's just everybody just needs to change for the better, but you don't need to do anything. But real discipline is recognizing that the problem is wrong within yourself first, and that you're working to fix it, that you're working to just be obedient. See, with discipline, it comes obedience. Now, my friends, there are some good examples of people with discipline in our lives. I mean, you got your mother, your father, even a church pastor. Those are some really good examples of discipline in our life. Heck, even your boss. Well, depending on who your boss is. But the question is, why do we need discipline? What makes discipline so important? Well, you see, discipline not only helps ourselves, but it helps others around us. See, when we set a tone and be an example for others, we also become a giver. We're not a taker, we're not taking anything from them, but we're giving back. And that way, it's just being a light. It's being a light that shines on a hilltop. You see, when you have discipline, you're setting an example that makes others want to improve, makes others question, like, who is that discipline coming from? Or where's that discipline coming from? How's that person like this? But all it is just self-control. It's conduct, and it's just being obedient. You see, obedience and discipline starts at home first. In order to have discipline, you have to start with the basics, making out your bed, doing things on time, sticking to your schedule. Discipline requires obedience. It is important because you get the chance and opportunity to become a thermostat and not a thermometer. Now you're probably wondering, what do I mean by that? You sound crazy. Well, you see, a thermometer adjusts to the temperature of the room. So if you're trying to be like everyone else, then you're not gonna really get nowhere in life. Yep, it's true. But if you are a thermostat, you're taking control, you're being a leader. You're having that discipline to be a leader. You're being a good example to others. So what type of thermostat will you be? Will you be a bad thermostat? Or will you be a good thermostat? Will you want to make a change or impact? Or will you just want to stay the same and be complacent? So those are two questions that you really have to ask yourself. Now, my friends, you're probably wondering, like, what if someone were to just do something to us? How are we supposed to stick up for ourselves? Well, let me show you how. According to the Gospel of James, in James 1:19, "My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry." So, my friends, if we're being quick to listen, slow to become angry, and just even slow to speak, that's discipline of itself. You see, a lot of people want to be heard, but in that, we also have to control our own emotions. If someone is saying something to us that offends us or doing something to us, it's good to have boundaries, but there's always a way to present something. The best way to do that is by grace. Now, for those who don't know what grace is more so of just, doing a kind act, being nice, being a giver, not a taker. You see, when you have a problem or a situation, you don't want to give someone a piece of your mind. Why would you give someone a piece of your mind for them to control you? But no, you want to give them something that they can take and motivate, something that can encourage them. Now, If they do something wrong to you, it's good to set boundaries. It's good to have the discipline to set boundaries. But it's not good when you try to take matters into your own hands and you try to say, oh, why did you do this? Or like, when when your emotions are running wild and you're not having control over them. But you see, with discipline, you're not being led by your emotions. You're not being led by your feelings. But you have to be led by the source. Now, many of you question like, well, what's the best source that you can have for discipline? Well, my friends, a good advice I would say to you is God. God is the best source for discipline. In the book known as the Bible, it gives us the best source for all that we need to have in life, for all that we need to do good in, the fruits of the Spirit. So my friends, whenever you're facing a problem, opposition, or anything, just know that God is the right source. So whenever you run in a situation for discipline, just say, you know what? God is taking care of me. But let this be a moment to exercise that discipline out. Let this be a moment for you to grow and to be mature so that you can get where you want to be and so that you can get to the next level. Thank you, my friends. And that's why discipline is important.